ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to NHL 23 Live from Nashville, Tennessee. GM Thumbs is here to take on the Nashville Predators. Since 1998, the Nashville Predators have played 24 seasons of NHL hockey, making the playoffs 15 times, 2 divisional championships, 1 conference championship, and 1 President's Trophy, making the Stanley Cup Finals back in 2017, losing in Game 6 against the eventual champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins. I look at this team and I look at its management. You've been around for so long. Win one thing. You've been good for so much of your history, yet you have not reached the pinnacle. And that is what GM Thumbs is here to do, taking on the Nashville Predators. I'm excited. David Poile, get out of here. Get out of here. I do have a few problems with this. Not this, you know what I mean? There's no roster update. There's no custom players just yet. I haven't edited the rosters. This is just going to be an overview of what I plan on doing with the Nashville Predators. I'm going to go, let's do view contracts. Let's see how the Nashville Predators work out. This is only going to be a 3 to 5 year franchise mode. When I win the cup with this team, and I will, that is a promise to the Nashville community. We are doing that. We are bringing home the chips and the dip. We gotta talk about the absolute dynamite players on this team, and let's start with the defensive core. Roman Josi, a 93 overall. That's what EA gave him. I'm not sure if that's what I'm gonna give him. The opening day roster should be out relatively soon. So episode 1, this is episode 0, the roster overview. Check out episode 1 when it is out. Roman Josi, a god amongst men. He is 20-ish points away from passing David Legwand as leading scorer in franchise history. That is point scorer. Philip Forsberg is the leading scorer in franchise history. Roman Josi, 96 points last year. I mean, how could you? That is your cornerstone of the franchise. Your window is open as long as Roman Josi is playing hockey for your organization. I look at the rest of this defensive core. It's pretty good, and that's why I'm taking on this team. I feel Nashville is only a couple, maybe an offseason away from a championship. Just one good offseason, because I was looking, middle of the way through the season last year. And I'm like, they could definitely do a retool, and they've turned into this team where they can absolutely compete for a championship within the next year or two. This is a great defensive core. Matthias? Is that the first name I butchered in the video game? Congratulations! There, we did it. Yes, it only took 3 minutes of gameplay. Ekholm, 32 years of age as well. So our defensive core is older. Ryan McDonagh, who was traded from the Tampa Bay Lightning, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. Ryan McDonagh. That's pretty good. I might lower him. He might get raised. That doesn't sound right. Dante Fabro, 83 overall, 24 years of age, relatively good cap. He's an RFA at the end of the season. That's some good value. He could move up. He is our best right-handed defenseman, which you'll have to keep an eye on. You have Alexander Carrier, awesome name. You have Jacob Lazon and Borokop. No way he's still playing hockey. Is he? I feel like he's like 48, but he's only 33. That doesn't check out, big man. In the system, it's not looking super pretty. You have a lot of medium top 6 defensemen. If we can get one of them to grow into a solid NHL bottom 6 candidate, I'm cool with that. But other than our NHL system, we have no defensive prospects that are going to be making their way to the NHL, which is a shame. It's a shame. It's a little sad. I want to talk about goaltending next, though. I want to talk about goaltending. I am absolutely raising that overall. Juuse Saros. How in the hell does Nashville go from Pekka Rinne to prime Juuse Saros. This dude is legit, and I feel like they would have given Colorado some problems last year in the first round. Juuse was out. Do you see by the Don's early lies? Is that how the U.S. national anthem goes? I'm sorry, America. And then you have Kevin Lankinen, the backup, the starter of the Chicago Blackhawks last year. As GM, I might want to get something that helps out Juuse a little bit, because goaltending, I am not sure if it's been fixed this year at all. And it's if we're a betting man, it's not fixed, and Jusse's probably going to be playing like a 75 overall. I just love Juuse Saros. I do. He is one of my he's top 5 goalie in NHL. No question about it. No question. He's got all the X factors. That is a guy we can build a championship around, and he signed at 5 for the window. That is the window. We have him signed at a very reasonable contract. Absolute steal. Now, let's talk about the centers, and maybe the weakest point of this team is our legit center core. Now, Matt Duchene had an 86-point season last year. That's almost a 90-point campaign, and nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about Matt Duchene. Everybody wanted to talk about when Matt Duchene signed with Nashville. And Nashville didn't really do a whole lot. And he's an 87 overall, might dip after I tweak the rosters like a little bit. I'm not going too hardcore into editing the rosters too much for this franchise mode. I want it to be short. I mean, I did do Toronto last year, and I said that was going to be short, and it, took 13, 14 seasons, something like that. That's not a bad first line center, and that's the window. He's 31. I could easily go into a rebuild mode now. I think there's enough pieces here to build a championship. You got Granlund, Marcus Granlund, Marcus. Who does Marcus play for? Is Marcus still playing hockey? Am I thinking of a not real person? 64 points, -9 last year, not too shabby. You got Ryan Johansson. That's not a bad center core. You might want to move off $8 million. That is a lot to spend on, third, second line centers. You also have Yakov Trenin. That's not bad. And then you have Cody Glass, who I would love to get onto the NHL roster this year. In the system, not looking pretty, you have Zachary Lehurier, first round draft pick. A couple of seasons ago. You have Novak here. Not a whole lot. Forwards, I would say, is the weakest point of this Nashville Predators team. Now, we do have some dynamite folks. We do. And the man, his name is Philip Forsberg. Traded from the Washington Capitals for Martin Erat all the way back in the day. 84 points last year in only 69 games. Nice. Dude's legit. That is the wit. That's why I kind of sort of love this team as the first series of this NHL game. He's signed long term, 8.5. We're not going to have to worry about the end of that deal. I love him though. You also have Tanner Jeannot. Is he from Quebec, Canada? Jeannot. It's not bad. You also have Eli Tolvanen, who I remember when he came into the game, and he was finally here, and he always had that high potential, and he hasn't really worked his way out in the NHL so far. 23 points last year, 22, 36 in the AHL. He hasn't been too dynamic. Still, he's at that age where he can turn into something good or flounder away, and we trade him for nothing. You also have Zach Sanford here in the system for wingers or for left wingers. Jankowski. Who does he need to be raised a little bit? Maybe a little bit. You have Feneseyev. Maybe he gets raised a little. I always want to hear your opinions in the comments down below. That's what you're here for. I love you guys. Let me know how you feel about this Nashville Predators team. Is there anything we're missing? What do you need to see from this team year one? Championship or bust? Maybe. In the NHL for right wingers, we have Nino Niederreiter. Oh, just a buttery name. $4 million. I mean, from the season he had last year, that's about right. I probably wouldn't have paid him that much. It's not the best high caliber right winger, left winger, though. You also, who might be the diamond in the rough, not diamond in the rough, because it isn't too rough here. Philip Tomasino, dynamite. I want to see what this kid can do. He'll be in the NHL right away. That's our future right there. We could turn, does he have good, he's 70 overall faceoffs. Maybe we groom him into a center. Then you have Colton. Why are we paying Colton Sissons 2.8? David Poile. Poile. Did I just call him Poile? I'm probably wrong, and this is a Kyle Palmieri situation, and I don't know what I'm talking about. In the system. Yeah. Oh my God, how could I forget? The Nashville Predators drafted last draft, 17th overall, Joakim Kamel. Good old Finn. He could grow quite fast for us. I might tack on a couple X factors for him. Michael McCarron, 6'6" beauty, Tank Master Supreme. And not a whole lot of depth for right wingers. I do like Joakim Kamel, though. We have talent. It's only going to take some tinkering. And I guess that's it for the forward. Yeah, I guess we're done. Looking at the players here for the Nashville Predators, we have an interesting team. If I go to forwards, it's not super deep. I do think we have value to make trades, though. Not a whole lot of cap space. I'd like to dump some of that, maybe one of our 3 overpaid centers, and that's what they are. No offense, Duchesne, Granlund, and Johansson. They are overpaid. I do want to check out free agents. This isn't going to be the longest episode ever. Oh, I got to change that. Right. Opening day roster. Jason Robertson and Nick Hague will be on their respected teams. They've already signed. I mean, Milano's out there. Strawman. That isn't... Oh, my dear Lord. How do I say that? Andre Altalabarimalanan. Good. I'm glad you guys are watching this video. Yeah, not a whole lot out in the Braden Holtby, but he's, I think, retiring, ? I do want to check proposed trade, though. Look at how the trade value, if they changed anything here. This is the first time I'm opening up franchise mode this year, though. Trading partner, yeah. Yeah, trade value, has it changed at all? That's a lot of, not even a full bar for franchise. I guess he's 32, so... Philip Forsberg, yeah, they got the potential that I thought they'd have. I did have to get used to it last year because, you know, how they changed the bar. It's just freaky, man. It's just freaky. We definitely have to add to this team. I'm not sure what is out there in the NHL that we can add. I'm so excited to look at this. I am very, very, very excited to see the strategies. We can edit strategies now. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? And we have quick substitute. Oh my dear Lord, EA. I know I haven't seen a whole lot here that you've changed about NHL 23. I didn't really look at a whole lot of the deep dives. I sort of wanted it to be special, and this is special. Scratch players, quick substitution. Isn't that awesome? We do get a +5 on the first line. I'm sure I got some finagling to do. How many times have I used that word this video? One is too many. One is definitely too many. That's not a bad team. That's, yeah, it's not awful. Do I keep them as that? +5, Eli Tolvanen, Ryan Johansson, Philip Tomasino. We have questions. A lot of questions here in Nashville. Defensively, that's a great, great defensive core, especially day one. Goaltending, I mean, how can you get better than Juuse Saros? Do you see the future? I do. And I do have to get used to the controls for this game because this is the first actual video game I'm playing on the PS5. Oh, wow, I'm so very rich, treating myself to a PlayStation 5. We found one out in the wild, and it's crazy. And I think... No, actually, I want to go back to edit. Not view lines. No, Owen. New game, not new game, new me. New game, same me. I am slow. Power play. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I think that's awesome. Like if I wanted him to be there and you to be a finisher, and I just think that's fine and dandy. Now, we do get a +5 on that first power play, second power play, no. Yeah, that is going to take some time for me to figure out. And this looks like it's going to be a relatively short episode for the Nashville Predators. GM Thumbs wants to win a championship in short order. In very, very, very short order. I want to win year 1, year 2, year 3. Connor Bedard, this is going to be a very interesting franchise mode because I don't want to tank out of the gate. And if we somehow finish bottom last and we pick Connor Bedard, I'd be very happy with that. I'd be very, very happy with that acquisition. First year draft is going to be excellent for us. Not saying we're going to tank, and maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I want to see and hear your opinions down in the comments below. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share this with people you think may have enjoyed this sort of thing. I will see you back in episode number 1 with your Nashville Predators. Ciao.